Most drivers don't realize this, but your engine's secretly keeping score. Every time you slam the gas, skip an oil change, or push it too hard, it's taking notes, and trust me, it doesn't forgive easily. These everyday habits might feel harmless, but over time they're brutal on your engine and your wallet. Today we're breaking down 10 horrible driving habits that turn your car into a ticking time bomb. Each one stacks up the damage. But the good news? They're easy to fix once you know what to look for. Stick around to the end, I've got a bonus tip that's dead simple and could save you thousands in repairs. Ready to stop sabotaging your ride? Let's get started. Habit number 10, aggressive lane switching. You've seen it, drivers weaving through traffic, hitting the gas hard, then slamming the brakes to avoid the car in front. It's not just annoying for others, it's terrible for your engine. Every time you accelerate suddenly, your engine works harder, increasing RPMs and putting stress on parts like the pistons and crankshaft. Then, slamming on the brakes wears out your transmission as it tries to keep up. Over time, this stop-and-go driving heats up your engine oil, making it thinner and less effective at protecting your engine. It's like running a marathon without water. Sooner or later, something will break. To avoid this, stop weaving through traffic and drive smoother. Your engine will last longer and you'll save money on gas and maybe avoid speeding tickets too. Habit number 9 is running your engine low on oil. Oil is like the lifeblood of your engine. It keeps all the parts moving smoothly and stops them from overheating. When the oil level gets too low, metal parts start rubbing against each other. This wears down important pieces like bearings and makes the whole engine overheat. If the oil gets too hot, it stops working properly. In the worst cases, your engine can seize up, meaning parts inside literally stick together. When that happens, you're looking at a huge repair bill that'll shock you. To avoid this, check your dipstick often. It only takes 30 seconds. If the oil is low, top it up. Don't ignore the oil warning light on your dashboard. It's not a suggestion, it's a warning. Keeping your oil at the right level is simple, but it's one of the best ways to keep your engine running smoothly for years. A little effort now can save you from big problems later. Habit number 8 is driving at very low RPMs, also called lugging the engine. You might think you're saving gas by driving gently, but when your car is under heavy load like towing or going up a hill, it's really bad for your engine. At low RPMs, the oil pump, water pump and fan all slow down. This means less oil and coolant are moving through the engine. Without enough lubrication and cooling, heat builds up, and parts like bearings wear out quickly. A little low RPM driving in traffic is okay, modern cars can handle it. But if you're constantly lugging the engine, especially when towing or climbing hills, you're putting too much stress on it. When the engine feels like it's struggling, shift to a lower gear. This gives the engine more power and helps it run smoothly. Think of it like letting the engine breathe. By doing this, you'll help your engine last longer and avoid expensive repairs. It's a small change that makes a big difference in the long run. Habit number 7 is overusing engine braking. Downshifting to slow down can be useful on steep hills, but doing it all the time is a bad idea. If you downshift into too low a gear, your engine spins too fast, faster than it's designed to handle. This can cause serious damage, like a valve floating or a piston smashing into it. It's like a timing belt snapping in fast motion. Also, constantly downshifting wears out your transmission synchros, which are expensive to fix. Brakes, on the other hand, are much cheaper to replace than engine parts. So, for everyday stops, use your brakes instead of engine braking. If you really need to downshift, try rev matching to make it smoother. But save engine braking for long downhill drives, not your daily commute. By doing this, you'll save money on repairs and keep your engine and transmission in better shape. Your wallet will thank you later. Habit number 6 is revving your engine. You start your car on a freezing morning and think revving the engine will warm it up faster. That's a bad idea. When the engine is cold, the oil is thick and doesn't flow well. It can't protect the pistons and bearings properly. Revving the engine too soon is like rubbing sandpaper on those parts. It wears them down before the oil has a chance to do its job. And don't just look at the coolant temperature gauge. Oil takes longer to warm up than coolant. That's why older cars had oil temperature gauges. Instead of revving, let your car idle for a minute or two after starting. This gives the oil time to warm up and flow smoothly. It's a small wait that can save you from big repair bills later. Taking care of your engine when it's cold will help it last longer and run better. Habit number 5 is slamming the gas pedal in high gear or revving the engine too hard too often. Pushing your car to its limits once in a while is fine. Cars are built to handle some fun. But if you're constantly flooring it and pushing the RPMs to the max, you're putting a lot of stress on important parts like the crankshaft, bearings and rods. Every time you rev the engine too high, it's like giving your engine a small punch. Do it too much and something will eventually break. Even with electronic limiters, the wear and tear add up quickly. For everyday driving, it's better to keep the RPMs moderate. This is not only easier on your engine, but also saves you money on fuel. Save the high-speed pedal to the metal moments for when you really need them, not at every green light. Your engine and your wallet will thank you for it. Habit number 4 is ignoring fluid leaks. You might see a small drip under your car and think it's no big deal, but every leak is a warning sign. Coolant leaks can cause your engine to overheat. Oil leaks mean your engine isn't getting enough lubrication, and brake fluid leaks can make it harder to stop your car. If you see transmission fluid leaking, your gears might start slipping. Even small leaks can turn into big problems like oil dripping onto a hot exhaust, which could start a fire. If you notice a puddle under your car, don't ignore it. Get it checked out right away. Fixing a small leak now is much cheaper and easier than dealing with a ruined engine later. Think of it like a cut on your skin. If you ignore it, it gets worse. But if you take care of it quickly, you'll be back on the road in no time. Habit number 3 is ignoring an overheating engine, and trust me, this is one of the worst things you can do to your car. Heat is your engine's biggest enemy. It can warp important parts, blow gaskets, and completely destroy the inside of your engine. A broken hose or a coolant leak can cause your engine to overheat, and if you see white smoke pouring out of the exhaust, that's a serious warning sign. It usually means the head gasket is failing, and that's bad news. If your engine starts overheating and you keep driving, it can seize up completely. That means your car will stop running and you'll be stuck with a huge repair bill. If you notice the temperature gauge climbing into the red zone or see the overheating warning light flash, pull over right away. Don't wait, call for a tow truck immediately. Heat always wins if you ignore it, but if you act fast, you can save yourself thousands of dollars and keep your engine running smoothly for years to come. Don't gamble with an overheating engine, it's not worth the risk. Pull over, cool it down, and get it checked. Your car and your wallet will thank you. Habit number 2 is driving through deep water. Sure, it might look cool in movies or feel like an adventure, but in real life it's a terrible idea. If water gets into your car's air intake, it's game over. Water can flood the engine, causing it to shut down completely. When that happens, it can bend the rods or even crack the pistons. Damage that's far worse than just using too much fuel. Every car has a limit for how deep it can safely go in water, and it's usually below the air intake. If your car doesn't have a snorkel, a special modification to raise the air intake, don't even think about risking it. If you accidentally drive through deep water and your engine stalls, don't try to restart it. That could make things much worse. Have the engine dried out and change the oil before attempting to start it again. Just one deep puddle could destroy your engine and leave you with a repair bill that'll make your head spin. To avoid this mess, stick to dry roads and skip the risky splashes. It might seem fun to plow through water, but it's not worth the potential damage. Remember, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Your car and your wallet will thank you for it. The number 1 bad habit that can ruin your car and your wallet is skipping regular maintenance. Think of your car like your body. If you don't take care of it, things start to break down. Well, if you delay oil changes, the oil in your engine turns into thick sludge. This sludge clogs up your engine, blocking the flow of oil and leaving important parts without the lubrication they need to work properly. Without lubrication, your engine can overheat or even fail completely. The same goes for your transmission. If you skip changing the transmission fluid, your gears can start slipping or grinding. Over time, this can lead to serious damage, and replacing a transmission? Maintenance isn't just something you can ignore, it's essential for keeping your car alive and running smoothly. The good news? Basic maintenance tasks like oil changes are quick and affordable. An oil change takes about an hour and costs way less than replacing an engine or transmission. Set a reminder on your phone or mark your calendar for regular maintenance checks. It's a small effort that can save you from huge headaches and huge repair bills down the road. If you neglect maintenance, you're basically writing a blank check for expensive repairs. But if you take care of your car, it will take care of you. Regular maintenance keeps your car running smoothly and saves you money in the long run. So don't skip it. Your car and your wallet will thank you. Here's a bonus tip. During your next oil change, add a high-quality engine oil additive. Think of it as extra protection for your engine. Some additives even lower emissions and improve fuel efficiency. Just pour it in and you're good to go. Your engine is the heart of your car, so stop these bad habits and you'll save thousands of dollars while keeping your car running smoothly. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, stay tuned for our next video, 10 fuel myths stupid people fall for, to learn how to save even more. Let's keep your car and your wallet happy.